10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Warning: the following webcast may not be suitable for all audiences. This program may contain content that offends whiny idiots who have giant sticks up their asses. So either stop watching now and run to your safe space, or grow the fuck up. For those of you who will continue to watch, please enjoy the show.
better hand us the cash, yeah, you know what to do. Cause we ran no heist and left the bag with you. That's a step to the face that leaves an open wound. Now we'll make our escape when all horizons are blue. Oh, blue. I don't know who we will be after we've run away. It's hard to say where we'll be after we've run away.
Well, hello there, gang. What a day. What a stressful day. Denver's getting ready to go into lockdown. Well, we might as well call that what it is, because that's pretty much what's going to happen. Holy crap. Everybody, welcome to the Freedom Revolution Network broadcast of the FreakChild Experience. And we're also broadcasting live on KFRK Digital Radio. And we've got some other news that has to do with digital radio here pretty soon. My proximity effect is not working because my mic's not in the right position. Don't you hate it when you're not in the right position? It just makes things just not as great, I guess. You got to be in just the right position. Anyway, everybody, welcome to the FreakChild Experience right here on KFRK Digital Radio, the Freedom Revolution Networks, and we've got more information on that coming up here in just a minute or two, and all that during the opening monologue, or whatever you want to call it. We'll just call it the complete insanity. We'll probably be joined by the wonderful Skin Boy this evening. We were having a very kind of in-depth conversation. We were like, you know what? That's what we'll talk about on the show. So everybody, stay tuned. This is the FreakChild Experience. Welcome into the show. Don't forget, put your comments in the wherever you're at. If you're on Facebook, Twitter, or Periscope, I guess it is, Facebook, YouTube, and any other streaming place you are. And we're going to give you guys a call-in number here pretty soon too. So stay tuned. We are the FreakChild Experience. Me. Yoda, where are you? All right, gang. So here we are. What a day. So as everybody knows, I work a regular day job. Just got back to working a regular day job for the first time in 6 months. I told everybody I was going to take 6 months off because I could, and I did. And then I just threw my resume out there, and within 1 week, I had a phone interview, an interview, a walkthrough, another walkthrough, and then a job offer in 5 days. And it went exactly like that. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So making good money as a area supervisor, we'll just call it. So Skin Boy is going to be joining us here in just a second. I got him waiting in the wings. He's in the green room. We're going to be getting into some kind of deep stuff tonight. We'll kind of try and stay away from the COVID, because especially here in Denver, it's going to get absolutely nuts starting tomorrow. In 15 counties, I think it is, but we're going to try and stay away from that as much as possible. Let's see, what do we got going on? Not much in the chat. Wow, that chat is just blown up, but they're all just talking to each other, so I'm just going to leave that alone. I don't want to know what Wilbur. Hi, Wilbur. Pam got me when I was doing it. She said, hi, Wilbur. Well, hi there, Pam. I'm so glad you made it. So, so there you go. I've got a couple of shameless plugs, don't I? Or do I? Yes, actually I do. Before we pop everything else in there. And I forget how to fly these in the other direction, so I'm just going to do it this way. We've got for this show, follow us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook. So it's twitter.com/freakchildshow or at freakchildshow. At Facebook, we are facebook.com/freakchildradio or at FreakChild Radio. So check those out. And then we've got, I think it's this number. Is it this number? No, that's not that. It's this one. That one. And then this. Oh, there we go. See, now I remembered. I haven't used that software in a while. Anyway, don't forget to support this show. Check us out on patreon.com /FreakChild Experience. So just to confuse everybody, we change it up. It's FreakChild Experience, FreakChild Show, or FreakChild Radio. You're just going to have to check it all out. And of course, our website is freakchildradio.com. But the one important place that you need to start looking for us at, we'll still have freakchildradio.com rolling because we do still do that with KFRKdenver.com, where the radio broadcast is simulcast. But we also are on the Freedom Revolution Network, which is the new home where you guys are all watching us. We have to say that so that the people listening on the radio on KFRK know where to go. So there you go. Sister networks, brother networks, cousin networks, whatever you want to call it. No incest going on there, so relax. Everything's okay. But did I just say that? Oh, yes, I did. So anyway, the Freedom Revolution Networks you can find at freedomrevolutionnetwork.com. I always put an S there. I don't know why. It's Freedom Revolution Network .com. You can check out all the shows that are being broadcast. A lot of new shows that are coming up. Everybody's kind of waiting in the wings to kind of get their shows on. So we got a lot of interesting shows coming up, as well as all of our old standbys like the Night Talk, Clarity with After Dark, Red Pill, Red Gypsies show. Damn it, I lost it. But anyway, we've got all that going on as well. So freedomrevolutionnetwork.com, which will be changing domain names very soon because a big giant movement has just happened within the last week. Registered call letters and now basically a registered network. It's the real deal for them as well. So they are now going to be known as KFRN Digital Broadcasting. So here we are with us. Sometimes I get a little confused. Ooh. So anyway, check that out. So KFRKdenver.com, freakchildradio.com, freedomrevolutionnetwork.com, and check them all out, and then check out all the Facebook pages and all that stuff. There's links and whatever that you maybe need to take a look at there. So there you are. Just to kind of throw everybody into a tizzy, Colorado is not Colorado, only I think 17 counties in Colorado are about to go into massive. They're not going to go into lockdown, and it's not going to be a stay-at-home order, but it's going to be pretty damn close. All the restaurants basically might as well just shut their doors and go out of business now. No more indoor dining because apparently that's spreading COVID. They think this is going to stop. So I really would not count on it. So there you go. I think that's all I'm going to say about it. Unless he wants to share. He's got some news. Maybe he wants to tell everybody if he does. But anyway, so I was talking with Skin Boy last night, and we were kind of talking about something that's interesting, something especially that has happened during the whole lockdown, coronavirus, COVID, quarantine kind of bullshit, is that people started communicating over the web. and or through text messages or FaceTime, all that kind of stuff. Not that people weren't doing it, they just started doing it a hell of a lot more. We started talking about how if the internet didn't become what it did, we all would not be connected the way that we are. We, as a collective, as people, citizens of the earth, would not find people across the seas. We would not find people that we've lost in friendships or fellowships or whatever you want to call it, if it was not for, and honestly, I hate to say it, if it was not for Facebook. If it was not for Facebook, well, actually, it did start more with kind of AOL in a way, but you still had to call people in order to get their email address and stuff like that. But anyway, everybody, I want to welcome the one, the only, the Skin Boy to the show. Friends for over 30 years, best friends for over 30 years. I got to bring him up. No, you should be able to. I couldn't hear you. I couldn't hear you.
Well, I wasn't talking, so yeah, that kind of is a start.
Oh, well, I mean, that kind of helps, I guess, for you to talk. But anyway, the one, the only mighty Skin Boy, friends for 30 years. We basically grew up together, and he did not shave or he did not trim the beard or the mustache or goatee thing at all.
No, the mustache. No, don't do that.
Well,
I almost got divorced for doing that once.
Still, though, right?
Oh, yeah. See, there you go. So now you really can't give me crap about it.
Right. So technically, see, I mean, I haven't shaved in 7 weeks. Look at this. Me
you can almost feel it.
Almost. So, anyway, we were having a discussion last night. And by the way, Skin Boy was the original host on my original show back in the day, of Alternacast and all that
way
stuff.
Back,
those of you that don't know, if you've ever read the story or seen the ads and all that, or the trailers and shit like that. Anyway, some of the stuff that we were talking about, it was just like it was walking down memory lane last night a little bit. And what's funny is it's our high school job that actually did that.
It was, yeah, pushing on a door that says pull.
That was. Who was that? Who was that?
I can't remember the guy's name. I can't. He was
that Doug?
No. Doug stuck his hand in the oil.
Oh,
that was another one. So that's even more.
That's even more
stuff.
just like I
what
wonder
was that guy's name? I cannot remember that guy's name.
It wasn't Dustin, was it?
It might have been, maybe, but I just remember 20 minutes of let me in.
Oh, that was classic. I mean, that was classic. Like, how stupid can you be? And it's like, why does he work here? Well, that's
you and I just stood there. We went.
Yeah, because all he had to do was pull. He was like trying to push on the door. Guys, come on, let me in. Unlock the door. Number one, that door never locked.
And we even jiggled the handle too. We were like,
yeah. Like, come on, guys. No.
Come on, guys, let me in.
An unlocked door that he couldn't. Oh, yeah.
And he didn't even clean the mats.
Pull. It says clearly on their pull.
Yeah. And he didn't even clean the mats while he was there. He could have shook out the mats.
I know he didn't do anything productive in the 20 minutes he was screwing around trying to figure out how to operate a door. So
we left a broom in there for him. I mean, jeez, God.
Oh God. My goodness. I am, I'm actually very surprised that this broadcast is airing tonight. I literally did not get off of work until 10 after 6, and I was down by Mile High Stadium.
And now you're in Brighton.
I mean, that's how absolutely nuts of a drive it was. It was just like, I think I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it. No. Oh yeah.
And I'm stopped.
Oh, fucking red light. Goddamn. But
5
so.
miles an hour. Ah!
Oh, everybody who's absolutely hating the broadcast tonight, we appreciate you tuning in and then tuning out because the broadcast almost didn't happen. So anyway, yeah, so it's very interesting how people from high school, at least for our group, I don't know if this is the same for everybody else. Pam says, welcome to the dark side, Skinny.
Thank
by the
you,
way.
Dan.
Yeah, and they say no shave November, boys. Well, I could do 20 days, but no, 10 days. There's only 10 days left. Technically.
Camera's kind of crooked, I guess. Oh yeah.
But yeah, I mean 10 days. I don't think I could do much more with this in 10 days. Now, I mean, look, this is my Corona hair. Okay. It's like my playoff beard. Okay. That's how long it's gotten. I haven't cut it since March.
Corin hair.
So, I mean, that's how slow my hair grows. And remember, I mean, back in high school, I had really long, pretty girl hair. The girls were all jealous of my hair. Actually, they were. But you know, I mean, I keep thinking, well, maybe I'll cut it with this new job that I got. But then I'm like, well, but I've gone this long calling it my Corona hair. Let me wait until Corona's over. It's just like a playoff beard, you know. The hockey players would, you know, they grow out their playoff beards as a superstition. Maybe I'm screwing it up. Maybe if I cut my hair, then Corona would be over. I'm to blame.
You know, I already tried that with my Corin beard. It didn't work.
Oh, well, so much for that. It was an idea and a thought, at least. So, but anyway, you know, I mean, that's one of the things that we were kind of touching on last night is if the internet didn't come around, because it didn't really, I think, catch on massively until about 2001, I think, is about the time everybody pretty much had a computer in their house and they were on AOL or CompuServe or one of those.
Yeah, it's about that time, I think.
Because that was about the time that, you know, we started doing internet broadcasting. So
Yeah.
But I mean, still, you couldn't really, you could sort of look people up, but not the way you can now. I mean,
geez,
of course,
no. Yeah.
now people can hide so easily, you know, online.
I can find your last 5 addresses in about done.
Well, yeah, I mean, I could do that too. Lest we forget. But you know, it's very interesting that, you know, let's say the average Joe would normally have to look somebody up in a phone book. I mean,
I'm still listed. I actually am still listed. I haven't seen a white pages delivered in a long time. In fact, you and I used to deliver those.
Yeah, remember we were doing that to make extra money back. That was our senior year.
That
right?
was a fundraiser for an Explorer post.
No, that wasn't. No, that was us trying to make extra money.
Was that us making money, or was it your mom making money and we were just riding in the van?
Well, that was happening, but way less than minimum wage at that point.
Yeah, we had your mom's Dodge Caravan.
Yep, the blue one.
And we were sitting in the back and delivering phone books. I swore it was a fundraiser for our Explorer post, though.
No. Remember, we were selling Snickers bars for.
Oh God!
Remember that?
And eating more than we sold.
Right, and then we had to pay it back. We're just like,
and we went, oh crap!
Oh fuck! I just ate 4 of those. Oh, I owe. What were we selling them for? Like $1 or $2? I forget. All I remember is I had to come up with some money somehow, and I was like, "Oh shit!" So, but yeah, oh yeah, and we were selling M&Ms and stuff too. That's right.
M&Ms and those marble size suckers.
Marble size suckers. What the?
So that was, I think that was for.
That wasn't. We weren't.
Was that for the Business Inc? Was it that business class we took with Dalton?
Oh, that was
high school.
You took a different business class than I did. That's for sure. Allie says that she's got a quarantine mullet at this point.
Yeah, we're gonna need proof of that. Sorry.
Well, I could give you proof of that. Actually, I've got a quarantine mullet too. I mean, that's what I get for having a receding hairline.
A quarantine mullet or a 43-year-old hairdo.
43-year-old hairdo trying to be 20 again. Pam says, "Thank goodness you got home in one piece, Mike." Yeah, I always get home in one piece. It's just it's how I feel after the drive, and I'm like this.
It's a long trip for Toegator too.
Yeah, that would be a very long trip for Toegator. I don't want to pay that tow fee because I'd have to pay his mileage out, and that's like 250 miles. And then he towed my truck like 20 miles, so I'd have to pay for that, and then I'd probably have to pay for his mileage for him to go back home. So yeah, that'd be easily. Let's see, that'd be a 500-mile round trip plus a 20-mile tow. Wow. Yeah,
so about 50
cents. He'd retire off of me, I think. I'd be better off hiring a car thing.
Cargo beep beep.
Oh, you know what? That just reminded me of this is a job for job.
For job.
Yeah. The other thing that me and Skinboy did back in high school is we actually recorded an album that we called the Nonviolent Mad, the Burger King tapes. And we wrote a song and then I got it recorded and
I wish one of us had saved the napkin. Was it a napkin or a paper towel that we wrote down the lyrics on?
It was, I think it was a paper towel. No, wasn't it? No, it was
because we had the hand washing station by the break room. So.
No, it was the back of a shift schedule. It was the back of a shift schedule.
Yep, it was.
That's what it was. Oh my goodness.
It was 25 years ago.
Yeah, which is really scary. And it's kind of funny that for 25 years, pretty much until really until this whole entire coronavirus thing happened, I hadn't heard from quite a few of these people until I guess they got bored and started looking people up that they remember and what me and
kind of like I was doing last night.
Right. No, you were stalking. I was
wait, you remember this person?
Yeah. I said, well, she used to have a nice ass. Oh yeah, okay, good look. Oh, I'm really sad now. But it's really interesting that I think a lot of high school reunions probably would not happen as big as they do now because of the internet. I mean, could you imagine somebody's actually going to do the work of trying to look people up on the white pages and going through, and you know, I'll use my red pages here, and you know, they're going, let me see. Okay, here we are. K for canoe douche. Here we go. Douche canoe. I got your phone number. And then they call it, and then they find out, no, that number was disconnected. It was just still re-listed for whatever reason.
It's still listed, yeah.
You know, and then nobody knows. And then they're like, well, when's the 10-year reunion? I wish I would have known. Well, see, now here's the thing is that you've got all these high schools with all their groups on Facebook and all that, you know, they're all able to communicate. Hey, we're having a thing. Come on in.
Yeah, there's that classmates company, you know, site that tried to take off. They just spam the crap out of you.
Yeah, but they're crap.
You know, social media really has made that a whole lot easier. You know, our parents who, you know, may or may not have been a part of reunion planning and that type of thing. Their job was, like you said, a million times harder than it is now, because, you know, I can find just about anybody in about 5 minutes.
Right. All you got to do is just pretty much Google their name and you'll find out something. It'll lead you to something. It'll give you something else. And then next thing you know.
Sometimes things you don't want to know.
True. Well, I'm going to look up Joe Crab here. Joe Crab.
Yeah. Oh, no, you don't want that.
Joe Crab. What do you mean, a wanted sex felon who's been incarcerated for 20 years? Oh, I used to like that guy in high school. Now I found out he's a creep. Oh,
he put a what? Where?
Right. He put an electric toothbrush where? In public?
Oh, that's not a toothbrush.
And then did what to his dog with a pitchfork? In public?
And words in a pitchfork.
But every once in a while you find out that, you know, there might be a story behind somebody. It's really interesting to find out that pretty much, I mean, for us, honestly, we had a pretty famous class at our high school.
We did.
We had professional football players. For those of you that don't know, Jim and I, or Skinboy and I, went to school, junior high through high school with Roy Halladay, so we knew him, and that was a sad day. Actually, the anniversary, his death just came up, I do believe.
It was pretty recent, and then a record-breaking drag racer.
Yep. And of course, then you got your few hockey players. You got other famous people out there that have done kind of media stuff, a little low stuff, but I mean, we had a lot of people that did a lot of good stuff in their lives, you know.
And they're still continuing to.
I mean, they're still continuing. I mean, for our football players, it was time for them to retire from football. So they've gone on to actual real life jobs, just like the rest of us. We got a real estate broker or realtor. I forget which one he is. We got one guy who's a general contractor. Of course, Roy Halladay, rest in peace. But it was kind of interesting that, you know, I think that day was the day that, if I think about it, that was the day that an entire high school class who had cliques, who had their groups. I was a stoner. Skinboy was pretty much hanging out with the stoners, but he was also hanging out with the nerds. But so was I a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, and then you had it was actually, you weren't hanging out with the nerds. You were hanging out with the in-betweens, I should say, where they didn't fit into any group. So you just kind of bounce from here to there and whatever. The jocks tried to be stoners. That was the funny part.
That was, yeah.
That was the funny part, because we had this place that we called the smoking section. It was a field that was just off school ground, so we could all go out and smoke out there and hang out. and they'd come out there and try and smoke cigarettes, and we're all just like, what are you doing, dude? Yeah.
Show them a hot box, Mike. Show them a hot box.
Oh yeah, and I've been doing this since high school.
I remember when you fell into the coat rack at Burger King. I remember when you went.
Oh yeah, that's about all I could do. Oh. That makes me drool. Kids, don't start smoking, by the way. It's a nasty habit, but mostly kids don't watch this show anyway. I'm too boring. So anyway, and now I've developed the smoker's cough. And so I have to run around with my mask on, right? But then I'm going, and people are like, oh no. It's like, shut up. It's like the meme. Why are you coughing? Smoking. So, but yeah, so many high school memories and things that people are able to share about what they remember from high school is, I think, very interesting. People become more and more people have become connected because of social media. If we didn't have this thing, as much as we all kind of hate it, we still love it at the same time, because we're able to, of course, it's changed in the last year or two, but we're able to change or tell stories about our lives. We all used to share pictures of our dinner, but nobody does that anymore. But you can,
we share pictures of us preparing our dinner.
I tried to do it this summer, but nobody liked my stuff. I was very sad.
I looked. I just didn't react.
Oh God, befriending you.
You're not my friend anymore.
But I mean, that's to think about. I mean, the amount of people from high school that you and I are in contact with now, that we hit each other up and talk, once in a while, or make a comment on somebody's thing or whatever. I mean, these are things that if we didn't have this, we would never know.
No.
But here's the thing. How different would life be if we didn't have social media? I mean, would we care that people are doing well? Or would we be like, gee, I wonder where that girl from high school went? Gee,
what's happening with Bobby? Yeah.
I mean, would you just sit there and think, or would you actually start looking them up? But now, because you have it at your fingertips, now you can. Otherwise, would you actually sit there and go through a phone book? Or would you try? I mean, you could look them up on the internet. I mean, once again, we're saying social media doesn't exist. Would you look them up on like Google or something like that that's existed for years?
It's a lot more convenient now. So back in the day, it took a lot of work to do that lookup, to open up the white pages, to pick up a phone, to dial digits. And in fact, back in the day, we used to have to turn a dial to do it. We had to spin something. It gives us a way to check on people without, and this will come out kind of negative, but it lets us check on people without talking to them.
True.
I can say, what's FreakChild doing right now, and I can do it with the anonymity of a web browser,
right,
and potentially see what FreakChild is sharing on social media, or where he's been in the news, and I can check multiple news outlets.
Right.
It can be the local newspaper. It can be
You never know. It could be the Chinese newspaper.
It probably is. No matter what, it probably is. I could find you on TMZ.
Right.
That type of thing. I have so many different places that I could find an individual anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, and a lot of, I mean, it's just, but I mean, and something that we'll get into here in a few minutes too is that there's also a way that you can be out there looking at everybody else, and you can hide from them. So Pam says, you guys were like the hacker group Crash and Burn. No, we weren't quite the hacker group, but we were kind of computer geeks. We were taking a lot of computer programming back in high school, but we were doing basic programming first on Apple IIe's, and then we moved on to IBM's, where we did well, you were doing C+, weren't you?
I was doing Pascal, and actually, I was copying the code of the guy next to me. I went, "Hey, help me out!" I aced that class, and so did he. But
well, imagine that. And then Pam also says, "Or were you guys like the Breakfast Club?" Skin Boy was not. I was more of the Breakfast Club type than Skin Boy was.
That's because I didn't get caught.
Well, that's kind of true. There's nothing like breaking into the high school and getting up on the roof with your rowdy friends. Gene says, we knew our neighbors back then talked to people in person. Yeah. Whoops. Sorry, a comment got popped in there before I could pop that one up there. But she also says, I remember that, Gene, corded rotary phones. I actually had one of those, and it had a bell in it.
We go. Yeah.
Remember that phone? Remember
exactly. That phone?
Yeah. Every once in a while, it would actually ring, and it would scare the shit out of anybody in the house if that thing went off. Because, the hell, and the other one's going, boop, boop, But,
well, I remember when it was long distance from Gilpin County to Jefferson County. So my grandmother had a house up in Gilpin, 20 miles. That's it. But you had to dial 1, and as soon as you dialed 1, you were like, "Oh crap! This is going to show up on the phone bill. I'm going to get in trouble."
Yep. If you were dialing a different area code,
it cost like 10 cents a minute.
And you'd have that if the area codes were literally like across the street from each other.
This is before area codes. Too. I was like,
well, remember when Denver got its second area code? Remember, we were all 303. We were all 303, and then they said, "Oh, there's too many numbers. We got to make a new one. So here's 720. You guys are going to start being like New York."
Yeah.
But
back to Gene,
I called somebody across the state. It was still long distance, and they'd still charge you the same rate as if you were calling somebody in, Kansas, for that matter.
Well, I've been in IT for 20 years, and there were times where I actually had to go through the long distance billing to charge back to the departments that were calling long distance, and I had to discern between different billing levels, whether it was inside the United States, outside the United States, international. Oh my God, there was a sales guy that was calling his girlfriend in China.
Oh, that's a nice one.
Quite a bit.
Yeah, and his girlfriend in China, right?
And he got
big boy, you went to have phone sex with me.
With you a long time.
Yeah.
And he figured out that it was me that was doing the reporting for the billing people that ultimately docked his paycheck. He wasn't happy with me, but I was like, "Hey, it's my job."
Well, what do you do? I mean, you're just trying to do your job, man.
Just my job.
Just a job for job.
For job.
So on that note, talking about phones, we're going to open up the phone line here for anybody who wants to call in. We're going to run that bumper, and then we're going to get into a short break. And wow, I do not have any headroom tonight. I don't know what the hell happened to that. Oh, that's better.
I'm all kind of crooked.
Now I don't look like Anderson Cooper. Yeah, here's Anderson Cooper. I'd like to welcome you to CNN Live, Anderson Cooper 360. I hate that dude. It's like, why does he always have to have his face zoomed in so tight to the? It's like, dude,
extreme close up.
Right? It's like max headroom. But anyway, we're going to open up the phone lines. And also for those of you out there, check out the FreakChild Experience on YouTube. We're not broadcasting on there tonight, but you can check that out. You will find the Burger King song on that page. It has a whopping, we checked last night, 21 views. So,
and it's probably us just making sure we could see it.
Yeah, I was doing, every time I'd go to check the count, it would give me another view. And, I did that 15 times and Skin Boy went over there to check it out and see how it's doing. And it was just us. I know you guys don't want to watch it. Besides, I do the vocals on it and you probably don't want to hear that. But Skin Boy wrote all the lyrics. I wrote the music and then recorded it.
It's like the old hit counters we used to put on cheesy websites.
Oh, remember those?
And you could, if you were smart,
you knew how to
start it. You could start the number way up so it looks like it was really big. Other than that, you just went refresh.
And that doesn't.
All of a sudden, you had carpal tunnel syndrome. But your hit count was up to like 9.
Yeah. Before we go into the break here, Gene says, I'm older than you. I remember when we had a phone that had no dial. You just picked up and an operator said, number, please, and she connected you. And our phone number.
Did you spin the crank, Gene? Did you spin the crank? And I'm watching for your response.
She had the earpiece and the mic
up the thing and you got to go right here.
Yeah,
you got to spin the crank, right?
Phone like that though. I mean, it of course was updated, but it was one of those you had to have the earpiece and then talk into the little horn. My uncle had one of those in his house. It was updated version.
Huh? Okay, so Gene, you just picked it up and the operator was there. Okay.
Right. Wow. It was like Lily Tomlin. Operator. Yeah. Oh. Not good to do when you have COVID. Oh wait, no, I couldn't have coronavirus. There's no way I could have a cold.
Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah, I should play that. Where is it? There we go.
No, not that one.
No, you don't like that one for that? Well, I don't have the bum bum bum. I don't have a creepy squirrel or whatever the hell it is.
So play Rimshot. There you go.
I don't have that one programmed in either. I just have other shit, like
no preparation.
It's a party. All right.
There you go.
There we go. All right. I'm good with that.
Allie says, oh God, I watched it and loved it in regards to the BK song.
I'm so sorry, Allie. My condolences.
Well, she probably took her hearing aids out for that one. Probably why she actually liked it. She was like, oh, look at the picture. Oh, wait, take those out. Oh, no, thank you. So we're going to open up the phone lines. We are live on KFRK Digital Radio. We are live on freedomrevolutionnetwork.com. We are on all sorts of broadcast platforms tonight. We are on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch as well for all of you Twitch watchers out there, and a couple other miscellaneous networks out there. Twitch? What?
Twitch watchers.
Twitch watchers. Twitch watchers. Like watchers. Twitch watchers.
Twitch watchers.
We'll call you That's a little derogatory.
Yeah, we're stopping right there. That's our level.
Oh, well, we try. All right. We are gonna go to a break here, and we will be right back. This is the FreakChild Experience on KFRK Digital Radio, KFRN Digital Radio, and the Freedom Revolution Network.com, KFRKDenver.com, and FreakChildRadio.com. See, I've been off the air doing this. I haven't done this show in a few weeks. My shows, well, I don't know. Yeah, shut the fuck up. Am I still talking? Fuck. All right. Let's have a call-in number, shall we?
They turned me loose in the nervous hospital. Said I was well.
Got an opinion? Call into the FreakChild Experience.
Numbers do you put in?
720-230-6363.
What? Tell him, help me out.
720-230-6363.
It's a bowel movement.
This is KFRKDB, The Freak.
Turned me loose.
Well, we are back right here on Freedom Revolution Network, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, on Twitch, on a whole bunch of other stuff. We're also live on KFRK Digital Radio tonight. You can check us out at FreakChildRadio.com. Do I have that graphic up there still? No, not that one. This one. No, not that one. Are they still there? No, not that one. There's your call-in lines. And then, oh, I don't know where it went. Used to have it. It's gone now. I don't know what to do. This is what happens when I change broadcasting software to appease the masses, so it's easier. By the way, we have instituted on the Freedom Revolution Network, due to this show, hashtag no more, what is it? No more Baby Yoda abuse or something like that. Somebody give me that hashtag that you guys created. I forget what the hell it is. By the way, I don't do that on my show. I just do it on everybody else's show. So, anyway, what else do we got? Oh yeah, I got to do the fly-ins anyway. So, just to remind everybody, follow this show on Facebook and or follow us on Twitter and Twitter or Facebook. Actually, they're the exact same feed, so you're going to see the exact same thing on either one. So, if you're a Twitter user, make sure to follow us at FreakChild Show. For those of you on Facebook, it's FreakChild Radio. make sure to kind of get in there, like the page and all that kind of good stuff, and subscribe, and have fun with that as we start revamping the show on a new network. How cool is that? It's going to be pretty awesome. The other thing that we'd like to ask you to do, you can check out our Patreon page. There are special events that we do for this show and this show only that we're getting ready to maybe revamp and get back into the game. And the game is trivia. So for those of you that played our trivia game back months ago, it's a live interactive. Sorry, excuse me. I don't know what the hell that was. It's a live interactive trivia show, and we do actually give away Amazon gift cards. So for the winners. So if you guys want to check that out at some time, we'll be doing that as well. So check us out, patreon.com/FreakChild Experience. Also, don't forget to get over to freedomrevolutionnetwork.com. Subscribe for everything over there. Make sure you subscribe to the channels. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on Facebook, make sure that you guys like the page, subscribe to the pages. That way you guys can definitely get more information. We did a dual broadcast kind of thing not long ago, which was actually, it started as a FreakChild Experience over on KFRK for election night for Freakcision 2020. You can check those out over at YouTube or on our Facebook page. We then moved the broadcast over to the FRN network, where you can watch the entire group continue on with the entire night. And we were up till like 3:00 Mountain Time broadcasting. So it was a very long night. And then we came back 2 nights later, I think, after that, and did yet another broadcast that was that big. And the whole gang was there. We were all having a great time. And that was the night that made us all a broadcasting family at freedomrevolutionnetwork.com. So there you go. The Skin Boy is back, and we will bring him back on. Let's see what we got here. I'm going to dick around with some of this stuff here because I don't really screw around with it too much. What happens if I do that?
Oh, yeah, go a little skinnier on me. Yeah.
Wait, there we go. That's better. I like that. I like that. That shows me as the host.
I'm just a little guy.
And what happens if I do this? Oh, it just goes back to that. And if I do this, no, that's back to you. And if I do that,
now we're both the same.
Now we're both the same. We can't be the same.
And you get to see all the crap I got over there.
Put in chat, Mike.
There we go.
Put it in chat, Mike. Put what? Pam, I'm sorry. I don't understand what this means. Put what in chat?
I don't understand, Pam. Help. Help.
Hey, are you making fun of me? You mocking me?
Are you mocking me?
You mocking me?
Are you mocking me?
And now
the number.
Oh, the time is new. Oh, the number. Yeah, because I haven't built all that stuff. Because usually everybody already knows.
720 something.
720 something. Yeah. Probably an actual. We should call that one day. We'll just call 720 something, and we'll see who picks up whatever the number is.
Is that like 8675309?
Oh yeah, it probably would be. There are phone companies that have blocked that number out of their thing.
There was a plumber that had it for a while.
Oh, was there?
I thought there was. Here, I think it was in 303, but
there we go.
As soon as you had to type area codes, it just wasn't any good.
No, it wasn't any fun anymore.
Yeah.
There was 3 more digits just really killed everything for me.
Don't lose that number. Oh, I will.
What's funny? You know what's funny is that probably back in, because back in the day when we were young is whoops, sorry, hold on. We have a bit of a technical issue. There it goes. Okay. Back in the day, you used to have to dial phone numbers. You'd have to have them written down so you could remember them, and then you would memorize them, or you would have to look it up in you'd have a little phone book thing like this that had all your family and friends, and you'd look up their phone number. My dad still had one before he passed. I mean, and that's where he put everybody's phone number. Every time I changed my phone number, he updated it. It was definitely a different time. Now,
and now you have to look for passwords.
Can you still remember my original childhood phone number? I can't remember yours, but I used to know it by heart.
My parents still have that number. I don't remember what yours was. I honestly don't.
303-421. No. Seeing, here's the thing:
it grew out with the hair, and it fell out of my goatee.
Yeah, and the thing is, I don't even remember what yours was. So I mean, but I used to know it by heart. And our friend
424.
No,
my parents still have it.
Wow,
my parents still have that number.
I'm sure I've got it written down somewhere in all of my crap, but
they've had that number for 40 years. I'm 43, probably. So
yeah. But that's the thing, is that you still remember it because, well, obviously they still have it. I remembered my childhood number because that was still my dad's number until he passed, 40 some years later. And what is funny now is that none of us can remember a phone number probably to save our lives except our own. And so in some cases, some people can't even remember their own phone number.
Yeah, because we got these.
Yeah, it's just like, oh yeah, okay, what's the number? Okay, yeah, okay, got it. All right, and save. Okay, now I'll just click your name every time I need to call you.
I can barely remember this. So,
well, see, I have to give out my phone number enough times so I don't have to look it up, and it hasn't changed in 8 years now, almost 10. No, probably closer to 10 years. But I mean,
I've had this. No, I've had this since '99. Same number.
Wow.
And then we still have a landline here at the house. Believe it or not.
You have a landline.
I still remember the number I had. I actually remember the number I had in the apartment.
Wow.
In '99. That's been passed on because that was before phone number portability. That's what they call it, portability.
Right.
So that you can take your phone number to an area that was away from where you were at.
Pam says, I think this is in regards to
Bethlehem, PA. 867, Pam? Okay.
That is a real Bethlehem, Pennsylvania phone number back in the day.
Our little black book.
The little black book, yes. Everybody had a little.
Isn't that?
Well, wait, no. The little.
Isn't that what pimps had?
What?
Isn't that what pimps had? Pimps had a little black book.
Well, it wasn't the pimps. It was the ladies of the night, if you will.
That's what we call them now.
That's what they would call
back
them.
then.
My little black book. Yeah. I mean, yeah, the little black. Well, yeah, I guess maybe it was a little black book at one time, and it was just a different thing, and then it kind of grew into the ladies of the night kind of thing, So, let's see. Pam says, or use the little bell icon on the right-hand side to get all notifications of all our shows. Oh, so let me throw that up. I didn't see that come up there. But yeah, that's another little thing there. You guys can hit the little bell. I always forget the bell is the easy way to get the notifications when shows.
See, Pam remembers her childhood phone number too.
Well, see, but then there's
my
people,
childhood phone number is still my parents' phone number. So,
but then there's things like a friend of ours who we grew up with. He can't remember. Well, he always had a hard time remembering phone numbers and things like that. Very smart guy, but for some reason, phone numbers
or where he put his pants.
where he.
Wait, that could be any of us. Shit. Okay.
Well, on a wild night, that might be my problem. You never know. And depending on who I'm with. Yeah. So
wow, this is crooked. Huh.
Yeah, that's crooked. It's not your camera. That's crooked. You're crooked.
It's still crooked. I'm crooked.
Oh man, it is just. I mean, it's amazing to me. And here's the thing: is that me and Skin Boy have been friends for 30 years, pretty much. Well, 33.
When did we start in Boy Scouts?
About 10, 11 years old.
So there's 33 years.
Yeah. So
we're old.
We've had our fights. We've had our differences. We've never actually had a blowout, though. We never did ever actually have a blowout where we just never wanted to talk to each other ever again.
There was that time that I smacked you in the back. We were in a tent and I went, "You're an asshole." And that was about it.
Yeah, that was about it.
Yeah.
No, folks, don't think that way, please. Get your minds out of the gutter. We were in Boy Scouts. We were forced to share tents together. Okay.
And there were no Scoutmasters in it.
Yes, and no Scoutmasters ever harmed any of us. Okay?
We are not part of the lawsuit.
We're not part of the lawsuit. We had a good time. And actually, one of our Scoutmasters or assistant Scoutmasters is still a Scoutmaster, and he is probably the most wholesome person you will ever meet in your life. I promise you. Even though he does have an Abraham Lincoln beard.
That's an epic Lincoln beard.
No, look at this. Allie's like, sure.
Oh.
No. No way, Jose. So
those were the best years of my life. I will say that.
That is true. I mean, and I don't know if anybody else can agree with this, but I mean, when you're growing up, I mean, you have good times while you're growing up in life too. And you think about, a good summer you had here, or summer that was really awesome. But realistically, I think for almost everybody that grew up before the 2000s, really, I think they all had very more active childhoods than most kids have anymore. It's like my son, who's 11 years old. I mean, now of course this summer was a little bit different because of COVID, but other summers we would take him camping or whatever. But for the most part, he didn't want to go do anything. He didn't want to go ride a bike. He didn't want to go play with the other kids. He is a little bit of an introvert, so I have to give him that. Even though when he gets on the web with his friends, he's kind of an outrovert, but I just don't understand. But it's like, what is going to be when the kids that are growing up today, or for maybe the last 10 years, I mean, what was the best time of their life? Was it the fact that they actually went out and did stuff with their friends, or was it, oh yeah, I got the video chat with my brother?
But they were with their friends, and I think that's the thing that we need to remember, is we were with people. It didn't really matter what we were doing. My 16-year-old, I look at her, doing online gaming and things like that, but she's with people and she's interacting with people.
True. Well, and I mean, especially right now, the way things are, I mean, that's about the only way we can interact with people in groups and stuff like that, and it is a different day and age. And that's the thing too, is that, I mean, you and we see each other once in a blue moon. I mean, in person.
About every decade, yeah.
In person, is what I mean. It's just, it's kind of weird that, but I mean, then again, that's part of growing up, is that, you don't see each other as much. But there again is, if it weren't for social media, would we still talk at all, do you think?
It would be hard. I mean, I would think that the white pages would still be there. We would potentially have this book that we could look people up in, but we would still need to pick it up, open it up, flip to where we need to go. Where right now we can just type. We can go.
Yeah, you just one's in the other room right now, but yeah, I mean, you just grab your phone and
there's Ricky Bobby. Okay.
Yeah, and you send a message, and that's the thing too, is that you see a lot of this going on, is that I don't know what that means. I'll get to that in a second. Sorry, got distracted. As everybody knows, I have a little ADHD now. Huh? What? Ooh.
Damn, I am really confused.
There you go. For everybody that's having Baby Yoda withdrawals.
Baby Yoda Pez.
There you go. Where was I going? Shit. What the hell were you saying? What did you say?
I'm just
I told
trying to understand what Pam is saying.
My brain went back here in the toilet for some reason. I don't know why it's swimming in there for the moment.
You should flush that. Oh, geez. I like Allie's comment there, huh?
Let's see. Okay. Forced to share a tent. I've used that excuse before. Is that the one you like?
No, the next one. No, not
that one. I've used that. Don't you know? I was forced to share a tent with him, and it was wonderful. It wasn't my fault.
We're off the Boy Scouts thing here.
Let's see. Alice says, my nephew, who's 7, refuses to sit and play on the internet. He always wants to play outside with his friends, but his sisters would die if they even touch dirt. And that's how a lot of kids are anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, really,
a lot of parents are, though. That's something that parents are saying, no, don't do that. You'll get dirty. You'll get a rhinitis. You'll
get dirt in your eyes. You'll get don't eat that. You'll get some sort of disease. Now it'll be, there's coronavirus in the dirt or some shit. I mean, but
when we were kids, they told us to rub dirt on it.
Well, right. That was the thing too, is that and apparently it's an old wives' tale, but actually I tried it once and it worked. Is that, like, if you get stung by a bee, you get some mud going and you slap it on there and it'll take the sting away. And it actually worked for me.
And if you get stung by a jellyfish, you pee on
it.
Or you pee on the jellyfish. So,
I'm not sure where I want to go with that one. The live telephone number is open 720-230-6363. So if you guys want to call in on your telephone and talk on the phone and be a part of the show, you can. But otherwise, continue the comments here on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch and Periscope.
A telephone, one of these things.
Look at that crap. I can't believe you have that. In the last place, in the place
I have 6 of them.
Even though it looks like a landline phone, it's not a landline phone anymore.
It's cordless, yeah. Used to be you had to have a 15-foot curly cord so you could go, through a door.
Well, my desk phone at work still has that. but I mean, but not to that extent. But yeah, I remember the extended cords and shit.
Yep.
You could walk around the entire house, and then you'd wrap it all up, and it'd go, and then it'd be like a big ball like this. And then as you're trying to walk away, yeah, hello, oh, you know, you'd end up getting that.
And you used to try and straighten it out just to get a little bit more life out of it. So the phone would go.
Everybody did that because it'd be all like twirled up.
That's like $6, man.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Well, it's just like on the opening of Monk, he does that thing where he tries to straighten out the cord and the other side ends up curling up. So, man, I wish I could remember where that thought was going there. It just completely like
straight to hell.
Well, that's part of the show, you know. That's how it goes.
We gotta have goals.
Pam says Shin Boy. It's actually Skin Boy, but Gibbs slap you on the back, Mike. I'm not sure what that means. I think I need to take more BDSM.
I thought I was drinking.
I have no idea what the hell that means. So, but
okay.
Yeah.
Pam corrected her spelling. So we're good. We're cool.
There we go. See, typos can be corrected. There you go. So yeah, we were talking about if we were going to be in contact with each other, and then we got on to kids playing games on the internet, and they're still interacting with people. You know, it's very interesting though, is that it was more than a couple of weeks ago, I went outside to have a cigarette. And the first thing I thought to myself when I heard this, holy shit, those kids are loud as fuck. But then I stopped myself and I thought to myself, wait a minute. Those kids are outside playing. I can't argue with that. That is a great thing. I should not be upset about it being loud out there, with these kids screaming and yelling and having fun. It's like, oh my God, kids are playing outside?
They're actually outside. They're not yelling at each other through a microphone. Yeah.
Yeah, through a microphone and a fake avatar that doesn't look anything like them because they think they're some sort of big buff guy. And it's like, no, they're just a little scrawny guy. Or they end up doing, yes, I'm big and muscular. No, you're big and fat and 350 pounds.
325. Come on.
All right, 325. But yeah, I mean, it was kind of an interesting thing to think for a second. It's like, oh my God, it's like, oh, am I getting that loud? The kids are getting that old. The kids are getting too loud. I'm like, ooh, maybe I need to slow down on growing up here a minute. I keep thinking I feel like a kid some days, but then there's other days it's like, shh.
Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Well, I am certifiably nut, so as everybody should know at this point.
I got the paper and everything.
Right. I got the discharge papers from the mental hospital. They gave it to me. That's why we open up. That's why we open up with the phone line bumper. For those of you that may have missed it, that's why the phone line bumper actually opens up with this.
They turned me loose from the nervous hospital. Said I was well.
That there's a reason for that. That there is an absolute reason for that. So, do you guys ever watched NCIS? I kind of watched it once or twice, maybe a little bit. I couldn't get into it. There were too many cop shows on TV at that time. There was Law and Order, SVU, Law and Order, Criminal Intent. I mean, they were all on it, pretty much in the same era. And then you had NCIS. You had what the hell was the other one? There was another one I can't think of. And then there's Blue Bloods. And then it's just like, why are there so many goddamn cop shows out there?
And then I like Turtles.
I like Turtles. What?
They had that too.
I like turtles.
I like turtles.
I don't know what that show is.
The kid with the zombie makeup. I like turtles.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That was in between NCIS. So NCIS was having kind of a lag in creativity. So they pulled up the kid talking on the news saying, "I like turtles."
That was. So, what do you think about it? Yeah, and that had nothing to do with what he was being interviewed about, as I remember. Oh my God! Allie says she loved that show. She loved that and Blue Bloods. See, I couldn't get into that. I'm sorry. Tom Selleck is Magnum PI, and that's about as far as I'll go. There's a couple of movies I liked with him in it. I mean, I'm a Tom Selleck fan to a point, but I just couldn't get into the Blue Bloods thing. Too many cop shows. I'd rather watch Cops. It wasn't quite as scripted.
Bad boys. What you
gonna do?
What you gonna do when they come for you?
There you go. See, that's the kind of shit we used to do when we were 16. We recorded our first album.
And 17.
The Burger King tapes. Available now at freakchildradio.com. Email us, freakchildshow@kfrkdenver.com, and we'll send you a copy if we can ever find the master. It's probably been burned, or it burned itself from being ashamed of having to call itself the Master Burger King Tapes tape. Yes, it's on cassette. Oh, those, yeah. I mean, I tell you,
it's probably a good thing that it is. We're running out of technology to replay that trash.
Oh goodness gracious. Gumby Gator says, what's the number? The number is 720-230-6363. Pam did pop it up there for you.
About 5 times. Just saying.
Yeah. I mean, so, but
thank you, Pam.
Oh no, that wasn't supposed to happen. Well, we'll just hey, by the way, it's being run through Skype, and it makes me lag. So there you go. We've got maybe coming on. Are you there? Hello, caller.
Can you hear me?
Hello, caller.
Hey, Freak Show. Hey, it is.
Hello.
Things are lagging a little bit. I don't know what's going on.
Hold on. It's Toe Gator. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you. What's up?
There we go.
Oh, not a lot. I'm actually live on a toe right now. So I was actually going to see if you guys are going to be on the air for a while about joining you here in just about 10 minutes.
Well, it'll be getting wrapped up here pretty quick, actually, to be honest. We got about probably 15 minutes left.
Oh, okay. Well, I figure I'd call in, say what's up, see how everybody's doing, what's up.
Hanging in there.
Oh, dude. Get a hold of me after the show, but oh boy. I'm glad somebody's hanging in there.
Well, that sounds interesting. Hey, I got a question for you. What was the best time of your life, age-wise?
Age-wise? I don't know, man. I mean, I did rodeo for a long time, you know, and if I'm going to say, I'd have to say probably right before I broke my back. You know, I traveled the country, you know, and I was kind of in on the show when you guys were talking about that, you know. Age-wise, hell, I worked most of my childhood. I mean, I literally had a job from the age of 12 till now. You know, I've worked, but if I'd have to take an age, I'd probably say between 18 and 19.
So 18 and 19, but that's because of your rodeo experience?
Yeah, my rodeo days, and I kind of had a mental health break. I know that sounds contradictory of having a good time, but I went traveling the country and was doing the rodeo, and it was probably the first time in my life, well, one of the only times in my life that I can actually say this, that I walked away from life and I didn't have to deal with responsibilities.
Right.
You know, I just was able to be me for once, and just get out and experience the world and not have to worry about, this is before I had kids and all that, so I didn't have to worry about kids. I didn't have to worry about nothing like that. I was me.
Right.
You know, and like I said, childhood, I've been raising myself since I was, started raising myself about the age of 8, and I've been working since I was 12. I've had a full-time job since I was 15, and so, I mean, hold on. But, I mean, I didn't really have the childhood that everybody gawks over and, I did this as a kid and I did that. I would say the most memorable time I was about 15 years old. I actually got to go up to South Dakota and see where they filmed the show Dances with Wolves.
Well, that's pretty cool.
I would honestly say that was probably one of my most memorable times in my life.
Did you have a lot of friends growing up, or were you kind of a...
I mean, I wouldn't say friends. I had acquaintances. I had people that I hung out with, but for the most part, I was kind of a loner. I was always outside doing something, but I never really was with people. I kind of did my own thing. And in high school, I mean, I guess you could say that I had some friends, but even then, I didn't really hang out with people. I was there and did a lot of my own thing. But the difference with what I was doing as a kid is I was still outside. Now, granted, you guys kind of hit it on the head earlier. I mean, kids are still getting that socialization, but kids aren't outside as much as they were when we were kids. I mean, hell, my mom didn't call my phone when it was time to come in. She yelled my name.
Yeah. See, you're old enough. You're old enough that was still happening. You know,
flashed the porch light.
I been in when the street lamps went out. Otherwise, my ass was grass, and my mom was a lawnmower, bud.
Yeah. See, we were allowed to play outside when all the street lights came on, but we knew it wasn't long until they were going to be calling us. We had to come when they called.
Exactly. I mean, and if you were running late, you better have found a payphone, which is an old relic at this point.
Yeah, I've seen a few of them out there.
Just down. Yeah.
Call mom and dad. So, but all right. Well, Mike, get a hold of me after the show. I just wanted to kind of call in and say hey, and and I can't remember your co-host's name. Damn it, I'm sorry.
Skin Boy.
Yeah, Skin Boy.
I'm not memorable. Oh man.
Right.
Oh.
Say what's up to everybody and see how everybody's doing. And we'll talk to you guys later.
Good to hear from you, Joe Gator.
You guys have a good night.
You too. Be safe.
All right, bye. Always. Or I'll try.
All right.
All right. Bye.
And there we go. So that was
put his seatbelt on.
What's that?
Yeah, he put his seatbelt on.
Or close his door. Maybe
all
his
I heard
door
was ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a door open ding.
Yeah.
But he's got a Ford, so when you don't have your seatbelt on, it goes ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, they go bing 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 bing. At least my truck does. But anyway, that was Toe Gator, host of the Toe Gator Show here on Freedom Revolution Network. Checking in. He's out on a live tow, so he was just kind of checking in. If you want to check out his show, he's not quite scheduled yet due to his very hectic schedule that he has, where he's on call and could take a tow at any time. But one of the interesting things about his show is he shows pictures of different tows and different things that are really exciting in a tow truck driver's life.
You said take a tow.
Huh?
You said take a tow.
Take a tow. Don't take a knee, take a toe. It's what beds do all the time. They take a toe. First your pinky, then the next one. It's the damn banisters that end up taking your big toe. So anyway, but you guys can keep an eye out for him. The name of the show is I think the Toe Gator Show. And he always says Toe Lives Matter. So but you can check him out here on Freedom Revolution Network and get to freedomrevolutionnetwork.com as soon as his page gets built. Like I said, there's a lot of interesting things that are happening there. So I do find his story a little bit interesting, though, is that, I mean, he worked for a lot of his life, so he didn't really have time for friends for the most part. You know, kind of like when we grew up, it was like, okay, we're after school, let's hang out, let's go over. And I mean, what was sad about me, and actually, I'm not even going to tell that story. We'll get shit for that because then it'll get tied back to the fucking tent.
The tent.
The tent.
Yeah, Casimiro, thank you for joining us.
Oh, Casimiro, what's going on, my man? Yeah, it's definitely been an interesting ride through our 33 years of friendship, where we've gotten to see, you know, even though we don't, and that's where things really, I think, changed when the internet became what it was, and especially when social media came about. A little bit on MySpace, but mostly through Facebook, is we didn't really communicate much, especially when I moved down to Texas. You know, I barely talked to you at all. And then once Facebook kind of came around and I got onto Facebook, it definitely changed our dynamic as being able to reconnect, even though, you know, like I said, we only see each other once in a very blue moon. I mean, we probably should work on that, but we always say we should, and we never do.
But I think the virtual contact helps kind of alleviate that need, or that, not the desire. I mean, you know, the desire for in-person
pick your word
contact.
carefully, because otherwise Allie's going to come after us. I can tell all that.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, I got to be careful. There might be a Boy Scout joke coming. But it, you know, between the text contact that we have and, you know, the occasional video contact, whether that be on this medium here or, you know, a FaceTime call. Well, FaceTime is iPhone, but a video type call. The means of contact has changed over the years.
Right. See, I told you. She was waiting and ready. She was armed. I said, "Damn, you know me all too well." That's why I didn't say about us being on the phone for, you know, as young teenage boys sometimes do.
That's another thing as well. You know,
we have those, you know what? That's where our original recordings actually started. I think I still have that cassette tape.
I think I've still got the Nonviolent Mad Main computer on cassette.
Oh, the original?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the original. Yeah, because that's what sparked us.
Spot Bar and Grill.
Yeah.
That place isn't even open anymore. They're gone.
No, I mean that little strip mall kind of place is still there, but man, that was a crazy night. Remember that? Man, that was the first night I knew I couldn't fucking drive to save my life because this dickhead over here, he introduced me to Fat Tire. I'm like, oh, it's so delicious. Oh, it's so delicious. Oh, it's so delicious.
Oh, I can't stand.
I think his wife. I think your wife drove my car home, and then you drove me home.
I think you're right. Yeah.
And then I get in the door, and I'm still living with my parents, and we had just barely turned 21. I mean, we were just like months after turning 21, and I get in the door, and my mom's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, I drank too much." She's like, "Okay." And then Skin Boy comes in the door behind me, and he's like, "No, he's okay. We brought his car home. He's all right. You know,
it's okay, Mom. He's fine."
Yeah. Till the next morning. The next morning is a whole nother story. But that reminds me of the time that I smoked this really fucking weed with Lowell. I smoked weed with Lowell and Dustin.
Geez. I'll never smoke weed with Lowell again.
Pretty much. And that brought about
the guy wrecked a Nissan by sneezing.
Supposedly. Supposedly, when you sneeze, your car jerks like this. I mean, it's like, what kind of a sneeze did you have, man? But yeah, that was a Z, wasn't it?
That was a 280Z. Yeah, Scarlett was really, really proud of that 280Z.
Oh, that was a cool little car she had.
But just destroyed it.
But it brought about the ever infamous line, "Are you really there?" Because whatever it was that we smoked, oh my God, I was high for days. So I know damn well that shit was laced with something. Holy
so you're saying Lowell smoked that all the time?
Yeah, probably. If he had a special frisbee, he put his one hitter in. That was back before they had the really good dugouts. Yeah, I know nothing about that. So anyway, and then the Zima incident.
Oh God.
Oh my God, Zima. I never touched another Zima after that. God,
my brother, I said, "How many did you get?" He goes, "A lot."
Oh my God. That was an interesting time of my life. And they brought it back for a short time too. I was amazed in certain markets.
They did
bring it back here?
No, it wasn't in Colorado. It was,
which is stupid.
Where
because
was that?
By Coors.
Oh, see, here you go. I'm using the internet to find things.
Oh, why would you do that? Don't you have an encyclopedia somewhere? Anyway,
many pages. I can't do it. Yeah. Its production in the United States ceased in October 2008, but the product is still marketed in Japan. June 2nd, 2017, Miller Coors announced a limited release of Zima for the U.S. market. It was sold again in the U.S. in summer 2017 and 2018. It did not return in 2019.
Wow, I can't believe it. It seems like it was a lot. Man, it seems like it was a lot sooner than that. I mean, it doesn't seem like it's been that long since I saw a couple of my friends down in the Rio Grande Valley were posting pictures that it was available down there. So that's kind of interesting.
Well, that was just leftover stock. So
probably. Folks, be careful if you drank that. If you were puking after 3, it's either because you're supposed to with Zima or it's probably gone sour.
Or you probably cut it with Mexican water.
No, then they'd just be shitting all night. Oh man, I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, it's always good every once in a while, especially for a lot of places over the United States. Find time with your friends. You don't necessarily have to do something that's broadcast over the internet, but we all need to find time with our friends because it kind of, believe it or not, it will alleviate some anxiety that you're having, especially if you're sharing old stories. And, maybe you won't be able to get together, but maybe you live in two separate, parts of the country or the world for that matter. I mean, a friend of ours from high school is living in Singapore, I think, doing some teaching. He was so miserable here that he decided he was going to move to another country and start teaching in another country.
Yeah.
I want to say it was either that or Taiwan, something like that. But make sure you keep an eye on your friends. If your friends are on Facebook, Twitter, in Instagram, not so much because it's just pictures, but it's definitely something that's very important that you all need to start reconnecting with people, because as you start to get older, if you don't do it now, you might lose the chance, because like some people have done to me in the past before I finally found them, shall we say, is that they've got their Facebook accounts or whatever all locked down so tight that only people that they find can be kind of let into their world. And I understand people want to be able to have that privacy, and it's a way to kind of protect yourself from, oh my god, that guy from high school who was such a creep, I don't ever want him to find me on Facebook, if you leave it wide open. But that's why you got to use all those privacy settings and understand how they work and all that. But if you start getting upset after you use them that nobody's contacting you, well, you really kind of have nobody to blame but yourself. So but definitely get in touch with your friends some way, somehow. If you miss them, talk to them. You never know what might be going on in their life, that maybe you could even make their day a little bit brighter. As Skin Boy watched posts all of a sudden back in March on Facebook, and tried to find out what the hell was going on, and found out, well, yours truly was being put on a 72-hour hold for a suicide attempt, because life was getting a little weird at that time for me.
And even then, we had been kind of talking back and forth, but it wasn't, it wasn't.
Well, it wasn't
common, or there wasn't a pattern to it.
Right. But if
all of a sudden I saw something and I went, whoa, what?
Yeah. And one of the things that was very important was, even though we were talking, that was something that was going on within myself. If we wouldn't have had that contact, I guess, he would have never have known.
Yeah.
And if he had to find out, months later from a third source or whatever, it'd be like, oh my God, why didn't he tell me? Or
what could I have done different?
Yeah, because
how could I have? Yeah.
Because if it weren't for all the friends that I have at that time, I'm sitting there, I'm in a waiting room because they have to wait to admit me. I've got a cop standing there so that, he because they can't let me go. But they gave me my phone so I could be on, my phone for a little while I was waiting. And I was getting all sorts of messages from all sorts of people, which completely changed my entire thinking and therapy at that point. So I mean, that's another reason. You may not talk every day, you may not need to talk every day, but it's important to make sure you stay in contact with people, because you never know how you might have a chance to help,
whether you need them or they need you.
Yep. Yeah. Absolutely. So
we don't always know that we need somebody either. That's
That's true. That's very true. Because I mean,
taking your case into effect. Yeah,
I mean, I had depression coming up.
Yeah.
I mean, depression was coming up. I didn't even know it. Apparently, a couple other people who I was close with at the time saw it coming. But I didn't. I didn't know it was there. I was just
maybe they didn't know to do anything about it. A lot of time we don't know. Do I need help? Does somebody need my help?
Yeah,
but
and
sometimes it takes multiples of us to.
Yeah,
there you go, Rigel. I like that. Thank you.
Rigel or Rigel, I don't know. Anyway, I tried to check up on as many people as possible. Now more so with the coming holidays and freaking COVID. And this is going to be this coming holiday season, especially because Christmas already is a high suicide rate time of year. People are alone. They feel like they don't have anybody. And that, they want to have that kind of, I want to be included in Christmas kind of thing, which is what can cause a lot of suicides already. With everything as it is now, everybody, especially here in Colorado, I guarantee you we're going to end up in an actual lockdown again before Christmas. If we're going into, you can't have more than 3 people in your house for Thanksgiving now, or whatever the new rule is. Basically, they've canceled Thanksgiving, to be honest. I think most families are like, fuck you. But Christmas is going to be a big one. So make sure if you need to reach out, find a way to reach out. If you've got young people out there that may want to reach out to somebody, a group that I've supported, which I made a huge donation for, called Stand for the Silent. You'll have to check them out. I don't have their website available right at the moment, but as soon as it came up and I had the slide right there, look for Stand for the Silent. They are a nonprofit organization that deal with youth suicide and suicide prevention, especially ever since COVID came about, which once in a while you'll see, and actually there's an old show the day I did it, but made a huge donation to them and they gave me a t-shirt.
So that is standforthesilent.org.
There you go. That's what I thought it was.
The power of the internet.
That's what I thought it was. I just couldn't, I couldn't remember. Yep. But so, I mean, there's definitely things and ways that we can all help each other. So, in the words of Jerry Springer, what is it?
Jerry. Oh, yeah. That's his audience.
Yeah, no, it's be good and be kind to each other or something like that. I don't know, something like that. But
Bill and Ted, be excellent to each other.
Right. By the way, did you ever watch Bill and Ted 3?
We haven't watched it yet because it's not streaming. We'd have to pay like 99 cents to rent it right now, so we haven't done it.
You'd have to pay 99 cents to rent it?
Hey, I'm cheap. I'll pay a crap ton of money for Amazon Prime and Cinemax on Prime and HBO on Prime and Stars on Prime, but I don't want to pay 99 cents.
Oh wait, no, that's right. That's right. It is still rent on Prime, because I was going to say it's on Prime.
It's on Prime, but you have to pay 99 cents.
Yeah, I actually purchased it, but that's just me.
That's $9.99. Oh my God.
Yeah, but 99 cents, Jesus, I will, what is that thing? Cash App you $1 for crying out loud. God. You're ridiculous.
Okay, I'll buy that. Goddamn.
But no, it was good. So
I'll put it in my Netflix DVD queue.
There you go. But yeah, it was pretty good. I mean, it was cheesy as hell, but it was For what it was worth.
Ted, it has to be.
Well, I know, but for what it was worth, because it was kind of like everybody's waiting for the Beetlejuice 2 thing, and the Ghostbusters 3. That Ghostbusters 3 was the biggest piece of shit I ever saw. And I'm not talking about the female one. The actual Ghostbusters 3. That was the biggest piece of shit. There was
one?
It was the grandchildren of the Ghostbusters. And it was like, and it had no.
Okay, I'm searching on that.
It had no credence, from what I could tell. I mean, it's just like, oh, they found the Ecto-1 in a barn, and it's
Afterlife.
Just like, Afterlife, yeah. Yeah, it was. It
didn't even know it existed.
Yeah, well, it didn't fare well, because it was dumb. It had nothing to do with the other than the fact that they had the same last name. It had nothing to do with the original, to be honest. Actually, the all-female cast had more to do with the original than that did. So
the all-female cast had some really good cameos, but
I didn't like the movie though.
It was bad. It was really bad.
See, and I was kind of hoping that when they brought Bill Murray in, it was like, and then they go into the mayor's office, and they're like, well, the cat's been in the bag, it's been out of the bag, so we put it back in the bag, but now that it's out of the bag, we need to put it back in the bag. Remember that whole scene?
Summer 2020. What the hell? No, this is recent.
Yeah. But anyway, so they're talking about that, and I was kind of hoping that what they were going to do is that the reason Bill Murray was playing the part of a ghost skeptic is because he was supposed to be part of Keep the Cat in the Bag, Ghosts Don't Exist, and I'm Not Peter Venkman, and taking on a different persona. And then eventually they would come back in and say, okay, we are the real Ghostbusters, the originals. And, I was kind of hoping for something like that, but it never happened. I'm really sad. Going back to some of here. What I'm not sure in what context that was. We missed that one. Allie says one that helped me was to write love on her arms. I'm not sure what that is in context to. I'm sure it's in context to something about making people happy and caring about somebody.
Okay, so Rigel is what it is. Thank you, Rigel, for giving us a pronunciation. I see that.
Yeah, because I don't pronounce very well.
The problem is I can't talk.
I did be dumb, but actually, man, that almost sounds like Chinese there or Japanese. Oh my goodness. Pam says just buy the video on Google Play, Apple Store. I think that's in
Pam is that Ghostbusters, or she probably won't hear this for like a minute, but hey,
well, just kind of depends on where the lag's at. So but hopefully she'll get that in here in a second, because we're going to get ready to wrap up here for the evening. I'm not sure if the girls are coming on tonight. We do have working on the schedule on Tuesdays and Thursdays following our show here on the Freedom Revolution Network. We're going to do Freedom Revolution Network news that will consist of Scarlett and I don't know what her name is, if she goes by a name, but anyway, the Freedom Revolution Network news will be following the FreakChild Experience on Tuesdays and Thursdays, giving you an honest and completely open, opinionated news show that's going to take news sources from everywhere and put them all together in order to complete a new narrative that kind of gives you the whole full picture. If you want to know a little bit about how that happens, you can go back and watch the Freak Decision 2020 broadcast on the Freedom Revolution Network as you watch our entire broadcast team come together to call the election.
That was a long night.
It was a very long night, and you bowed out before the rest of us did.
There was still.
I mean, we
not
still
too much. You probably only went
hours.
Another couple hours, didn't you?
Yeah. We were going till 4:00 in the morning. I mean, that was
you got another 3 hours on me, so
yeah.
I ducked out about 1. So
yeah, so I mean, we kept going, but then we came back for a recap on Wednesday and did pretty much damn near the same thing for another 6.5, 7 hours straight.
And they're still fighting to figure out who actually is the one. So the AP has called it, but the AP doesn't mean a damn thing.
No, and honestly, I mean, give up the fight. Give up the fight. I hate to say it, but I mean, give up the fight. I mean, we don't want Sniffer
not even
Joe.
A fight, really.
We don't want Sniffer Joe, to be honest, but we don't want Trump either. So just who cares? One of you be the spokesperson. Biden's going to be dead in like a year and or be claimed mentally incompetent. And then we'll have Kamala Harris as the president.
But I will back the office no matter what we've got.
Well, it doesn't matter because it's Congress.
I'm an American. Yeah.
It's Congress, the House, and the Supreme that actually have more power than anything, to be honest. I mean, they're the ones that really.
You're right. You're right. But I will back and I will defend the office, regardless of who it is. Did we get who I wanted? Maybe, maybe not. Doesn't matter. I'm still American.
Yes, Pam. America. What? You're ending the show? Well, yeah. Rigel. What did I screw it up?
He said Rigel.
Rigel. I screwed it up. I apologize. I'm not very good with names.
You're bad. You're bad.
Rigel, yes. The show is only slated to be on schedule from 7 to 9. And I'm not sure if they're coming on tonight. I haven't been given clarification, but that is part of the exciting news of the Freedom Revolution Network becoming KFRN digital broadcasting. Is as a team, all the broadcasters from KFRN got together on Tuesday night. We worked out a schedule. We have broadcasting rules. We are an actual full-fledged legal broadcasting network now. So we're trying to kind of stick to that and get everybody else to do it. And I'll just let you all know, I am a co-owner of this network now. So I have to set a good example. So
I can't say poop anymore, but I can because I'm a guest.
Let's see. It's only 11 here and I was up at 5 a.m. Come on. Or if the election comes to a split vote, we could have Biden as president and Pence as VP. No, that'd be like that'd be like back in the day of what was that? What? Dan Quayle. I mean, Mike Pence is like Dan Quayle Jr. in my opinion. Yeah. So yeah, and actually our show goes from 7 to 9 Mountain Time, which is 9 Eastern, 8 Central, 7 Mountain, 6 Pacific. So just to let you know, that's where it stands. So probably coming up maybe here in a minute. They may be doing FRN news, so stay tuned. Make sure you guys get notifications on the Facebook page and the YouTube page, and click the bell if you're on YouTube, so that you guys can get notified.
The bell.
So anyway, Skin Boy, thank you for joining me again tonight, and it was good to have a little reminiscing conversation this evening and talk about something other than everybody getting sick.
Thanks for having me.
Jeez, he couldn't get his cue. All right, Skin Boy, thank you. I'll talk to you on the flip side. And as he points to his beard, Gang, we are out of here. It is the FreakChild Experience. Check us out at freakchildradio.com. We're also broadcasting live on KFRK Digital Radio, which is KFRK Denver.com. And don't forget, you can also check us out at our new broadcasting home, which is freedomrevolutionnetwork.com. Ladies and gentlemen, the FreakChild Experience. I hope you all have a good night. Stay safe. Colorado, just do something for 2 weeks, whatever it is he wants us to do for 2 weeks, because that should slow the spread. It won't, but whatever. I don't know what else to tell you. Just everybody behave yourselves. Okay. All right. Everybody have a good night. Have a good weekend. And we'll be back on Tuesday. And I may see you guys on other shows as I pop in and out, because I do kind of say hi to everybody once in a while. So everybody have a good night and never let down.
It's hard to say.